Sometimes your check engine light comes on, but the car seems to be driving perfectly fine, leaving you scratching your head. That is often the case with the P0098 code, which translates to intake air temperature sensor 2-circuit high. It sounds complicated, but it is actually one of the simpler sensors to understand and fix. Your engine needs to know exactly how hot or cold the air coming into it is so it can mix the right amount of fuel. Cold air is dense, so it needs more fuel. Hot air is thin, so it needs less. The IAT sensor is basically a thermistor, which is a fancy resistor that changes its resistance based on temperature. When the air is cold, the resistance is high. When the air gets hot, the resistance drops. The code P098 means the computer, the PCM, is seeing a signal voltage that is way too high, usually meaning it thinks the air is excessively cold, often reading 40 degrees below zero, or something similar. This almost always indicates an open circuit. Think of it like a bridge being out on the road. The electrical signal cannot get back to the computer. The most common cause is simply a disconnected sensor or a broken wire. Maybe you were changing your air filter recently and forgot to plug the sensor back in, or maybe a rodent chewed through the wire. To troubleshoot this, locate the number 2 intake air temperature sensor. It is usually on the air intake duct, or sometimes integrated into the mass airflow sensor. If you have a scan tool, look at the IAT reading. If it says -30 or -40 degrees, that confirms the open circuit. Now, here is a cool trick to test it. Unplug the sensor and take a little jumper wire. Gently connect the 2 pins on the harness connector together. If you look at your scan tool now, the temperature should jump to the max, something like 280 degrees or more. If it does, congratulations, your wiring is perfect, and the sensor itself is dead. You just need to buy a new sensor. If the reading does not change when you jump the wires, then the break is somewhere in the wiring harness leading back to the computer, or you are missing the 5-volt reference power that the sensor needs to work. Grab your digital multimeter and check for 5 volts at the connector. It is a simple process of elimination. While this code might not leave you stranded on the side of the road immediately, it will mess up your fuel economy and could cause you to fail an emissions test. So it is definitely worth fixing on a Saturday afternoon.